Last-minute bombshell. Spurs have made Maghnes Akliouche a January priority, with Paratici personally scouting him in Paris, and Monaco are ready to cash in. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham are preparing to reshape their entire attacking department, and the Daily Mail has now confirmed what had been whispered around Hotspur Way for weeks. Maghnes Akliouche of Monaco has emerged as one of Spurs' absolute priority targets for the January window. Thomas Frank has made it clear that the club must recruit a natural left-sided winger, someone unpredictable, explosive, and capable of unlocking packed defences, and inside the club the belief is that the 23-year-old Frenchman fits that description perfectly. Monaco, fully aware of the Premier League pressure beginning to build, have privately indicated that they are willing to sanction Akliouche's exit if a bid of around £50 million arrives. For Tottenham, this figure is being viewed as far more reasonable than the £65 million required for Antoine Semenyo, instantly turning Akliouche into one of the most attractive options on their shortlist. Within Spurs' recruitment team, the message is simple. A well-timed, well-constructed proposal could get the deal moving very early in January, and the level of commitment is unmistakable. Fabio Paratici and Johan Lange travelled personally to Paris to watch Akliouche in action for France, a rare move that sent an unmistakable signal to the player, his entourage and Monaco that Tottenham's interest is serious, concrete and urgent. This is not casual monitoring. Spurs are already assessing financial structures, preparing internal briefings and planning their next step before the window even opens. David Ornstein has added even more weight to the story, reporting that Tottenham fully intend to back Thomas Frank in January with real investment in the final third. The club has been alarmed by the recent lack of creativity in key matches, and senior figures accept that the attacking unit needs fresh ideas, dribbling threat and individual quality. Akliouche, according to internal data and scouting impressions, is seen as a player who can transform the tempo and imagination of the team almost instantly. The French forward enjoyed a standout campaign last season, delivering numbers that turned heads not only in League One, but across Europe. Those who watch him weekly in Monaco describe him as the next big French breakout talent. His ball carriage, 1v1 skill, acceleration and ability to destabilise defensive lines are precisely the attributes Tottenham have lacked in recent weeks. Crucially, Akliouche is open to the move. Sources close to the player confirm he views the Premier League as the natural next step in his career, and the idea of playing for Tottenham, where he would have a clearly defined role and a manager who values expressive front-foot attackers, is extremely appealing. He understands that joining Spurs at this moment would place him at the centre of a project that is accelerating quickly under Frank and being actively reinforced by the hierarchy. Monaco naturally would prefer to keep him until the summer. Akliouche is one of the first names on their team sheet, and losing him mid-season would be a painful blow. But there is also an awareness within the club that his trajectory is steep, his market value is rising, and a £50 million offer may represent the right moment to cash in before the summer's wider bidding war begins. At Hotspur Way, the mood is shifting from interest to action. Tottenham know they need a left winger. They know Akliouche wants the next step, and they know the deal is financially achievable. For Spurs, this is no longer just a target. It is a January opportunity they cannot afford to let slip. Spurs have just been thrust straight back into the thick of the Ivan Toney saga, and this time the developments coming out of Saudi Arabia are nothing short of explosive. The striker, who swapped Brentford for Al Ahly in a move that stunned the Premier League, has now informed those closest to him that he is prepared to tear up the financial security of his Saudi deal in order to return to English football as early as January, and the revelation has sent shockwaves through Hotspur Way. For weeks, Spurs insiders felt the door to Toney was only half open. There had been whispers that nothing concrete could happen until the summer, while other reports claimed Tottenham had been met with silence from the players' camp over a winter switch. That uncertainty has now evaporated. Team Talk report that Toney has personally communicated his intention to push for a Premier League comeback, even if it means halving his wages. Tottenham are currently viewed as the leading candidate to bring him back to England, with the club's recruitment department convinced he could be the missing piece in Thomas Frank's forward line. The Dane has been crying out for a ruthless, penalty box predator, and Tony's name has repeatedly surfaced in internal conversations. Spurs have already held preliminary discussions with the people representing the England international, signalling that they are far from passive observers in this chase. But Tottenham are not alone. Everton have registered what has been described as serious interest, attempting to muscle their way into the deal, yet the belief remains that Spurs hold the advantage thanks to their long-standing admiration, and Tony's desire to compete at the highest possible level. His ambition is clear. He wants to be part of Thomas Tuchel's England squad at the 2026 World Cup, and he knows that to have any chance of doing that, he must be playing regular football against Premier League defenders, not drifting through lopsided Saudi contests. Tony has now formally communicated his wishes to Al Ahly, informing the club hierarchy that the January window is his preferred exit route. However, the Saudi side have immediately hit back, insisting that they will not be pressured into selling their main attacking star midway through the campaign. They are prepared to reject every approach that arrives next month and are refusing to entertain the idea of a loan. This sets the stage for a tense standoff. Tony's camp are working behind the scenes to carve out a compromise, with the player said to be willing to accept wages closer to £200,000 per week, a dramatic cut from his current earnings, to secure a move that reignites his Premier League career. The determination coming from Tony's side leaves no doubt. He wants out, he wants elite competition, and he wants it now. Tottenham sense a major opportunity. With the club lacking a true number 9 capable of leading the line with authority, Tony's availability, even under difficult circumstances, has immediately been flagged as a situation worth pursuing. If Spurs can find a breakthrough with Al Ahly, this could become one of the most talked about deals of the entire January window. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!